Section 5 begins to move us more towards a traditional case study method, traditional in terms of business goals, and really attacks the question of ethics in business development from a very practical perspective and focuses on the types of activities that we engage with in business development: sales, contracting, and marketing. And we begin with the question, is bluffing ethical, which Carr asks. And the question isn't quite so easy to answer because it seems to be highly contextual, and we can imagine different contexts in which some amount of bluffing appears like it might be ethical, and we can contrast bluffing with other activities like extreme competition or very aggressive marketing to try and gain business, and ask, well, why is bluffing less ethical so long as we remain bound by sort of a mutual understanding, both the client and us understand that we are competing in a business context. And if everyone understands that, then can we define ethics in a more narrow business-focused context? And he makes an interesting case for that. Malhotra doesn't really sort of argue that bluffing is ethical, but he asks the question, well, can we try to avoid it? Are there strategies that we can use to avoid situations in which we have to lie or feel the need to lie? Or are there strategies we can use to not lie, but to make promises that get us to the same place or somehow avoid the need? Reichert and Godson ask a pretty similar question. How can we sell without lying? And try to develop some practical strategies for selling honestly. And also make the case that over the long term, selling honestly is a better practice. And that provides us another useful context. Wheeler moves the discussion a little bit away from selling and towards negotiation, which is often an aspect of selling and certainly an aspect of business development. The question that he poses is, in the context of negotiation, what are strategies that are acceptable? And sort of related to that, what strategies can we consider ethical in the context of negotiation? And then we look at Murphy. Murphy moves the discussion further away from direct one-on-one sales or direct channel sales and into a discussion of marketing. And marketing or marketing ethics has become a pretty big issue. In fact, there's an entire journal devoted to marketing ethics, which is a little bit broader than a kind of a focused business development environment. And Jackson